It seems like today's society has this type of tendency where every time a new game comes around, they feel the need to speedrun through all the content available in one go. Some do it for the excitement, some do it because they create content around them and they make a living off of it. And they get it. Today we live in a world that is much connected like never before. We have AI in our pockets, we have a vast library of knowledge in our palms. You use it, and I use it for almost everything. And I say this because you, the viewer, may or may not use it to the same level as I do, nor everyone else. When a new game comes out, we usually hype for it, watch some content, uh, watch some content creator do speculations about it, theories about it, and in some rare occasions, new footage is presented to us because this persona got invited to some event where they got the privilege to record the content. The problem comes when a new game comes out, the game is up for sale, you buy it, play it, enjoy it, and then the moment you enter YouTube or social media, you get bombarded with spoilers and reviews, tips and tricks, and all the stuff that for me they suck the enjoyment out of a game. I get that for most of these content creators make a living off of that, and I'm not forced to watch them, and for some of them are just doing it because they enjoy the same hobby as I do, or that they have more time than I have to play games. I don't have any problem with that. In fact, I would like to do similar stuff in the future, but when a hobby stops becoming a hobby and pays you, it will stop being a hobby and it will become a job. So now playing video games and doing content around them will feel like obligatory and not something you enjoy for the sake of it. And you might say, oh well, if you do something you like, you will never feel like it's work. And I say you are right. I bet that for most of these people, they really enjoy what they do and they share it on social media, and you can see they genuinely like it and enjoy what they do. There's let's plays, commentaries, streamers, news media, reviewers, and many more in the circle that really help you inform you before buying a new product to see if it will be worth your money. Here's what the meat and potatoes of this video is. The problem is not that you like video games. The problem is that you are going too fast to enjoy them. Some are meant to be played in one session, and others are meant to be played in a more slow pace. Take, for example, the game you're watching right now on screen. I bet you recognize it. Of course, it's Motorslice. For me, this is a nice little indie game. It has its flaws, like every game. It's not the holy grail of games, but for me, for my personal taste, I like it. For me, it's a chill parkour, low poly aesthetic action game with inspiration on Shadow of the Colossus and to some extent to Nier Automata for the machine theme enemies. I like to play a variety of games. I don't just play a single type of game. A few years back, I used to play a lot of just only multiplayer games, but that's a topic for another video. A couple of days back, I saw this video reviewing Motorslice, and this persona was giving some mixed reviews in between the good, the bad, and the ugly. And to be fair, now that I'm playing it, most of his points were true, but at the same time, wasn't it the intention of the developer to make the game like that? Yeah, it can be quirky, fan servicey at times, but wasn't that the intention of the developer in the first place? Another point of critique was that this game was too short, only making it a 7-hour experience before reaching the end of the game, and only extended a bit if you did all the collectibles. Of course, if your only job is to to review a game, you're gonna feel like the game doesn't last much because you're rushing it to deliver a report on the product. Another point of critique was that this game didn't have a robust or more elaborate combat system, to which it is fair, but we have to remember that this is in the studio. They don't have the resources nor the capacity to implement something more robust. I'm not a game developer, but I believe this is something really hard to pull. And to what I know, these developers are from South America, from Brazil to be more precise. I don't know how things are in Brazil when it comes to game development, but I imagine getting access to that type of knowledge there must be hard. At least here in Mexico, we have the type of career or preparation, but there are only a few who studied, but they have to leave the country because there's no institution that can give a student a good, impressive resume if they wish to follow the path of game development. Video games here are just a niche. Yes, we have communities that love them, but here we are more concerned on other stuff than just games. Well, back on track. Another topic of the video I saw was that the game felt repetitive in so many ways. Again, when you're playing for several hours a game, it will become repetitive no matter what. There's a limit onto what a game can offer, let alone an indie title. If I could do an analogy, I would say some games are like a cigar. The first time you try it out, inhale the smoke, thinking this is the way you do it, just to end up coughing your lungs out and your uncle slapping you in the back of your head for doing something dumb. So your next puff, you inhale, taste the savor, the aroma of the tobacco, and after that you develop a taste for different types of tobacco. With time, so people like their tobacco with liquor, some like a cup of coffee with it, and so on. For me, games are kind of like that, if it makes any sense. As soon as you boot off a game, you should be able to recognize if it is meant to be played at a fast or slow rate. Because let's be fair, all games should be able to be enjoyed at your own leisure. But not many games nowadays will not respect your time and make you like give into the aspect of them. And if you are like me, and I definitely recommend staying away from those type of games until you have the time to play them. And I say this because I come from my FPS background and I got tired of battle passes and FOMO. So nowadays I play different types of games just to relax and enjoy. At the end of the day, you should play any type of game you want. It's your money, and our review should not stop you from enjoying your purchase. I always say try out new things in games. Yes, watching some reviews might help and give you an idea on what you are about to get into, but that should not be the final word that should help you make your decision. I'll recommend to always take your time. Like for me, buying this game took me like a week. Yeah, it was like a week before making my own decision on buying it, but not only for the reviews. I give myself time and always think of the things I like on a video game before buying. And for me, this game checked all the boxes just from uh, watching the spoiler-free reviews. Also, I highly recommend trying out demos if if available before making your final decision, so you don't regret your purchase. Like what happened to me when, for example, buying Battlefield 6, but will also be a story for another video. Um, if there's something I want you to take out of this video, is that you treat games like a fun activity and not work. If a game is asking too much of you or is making you mad for some reason, just leave. It means that game is not for you, and instead of enjoying the hobby, you'll end up hating it. Yes, some games can be frustrating, but only you know when it's frustration, when you want to get better. And there's frustration to prove something for over some pixel screen that at the end of the day no one really cares about. My name is Jaco, and I'm here to tell you that to have fun and enjoy your hobbies, because at the end of our lives we take nothing with us but the pure joy of knowing we enjoy our hobbies to the fullest. I hope I hope to see you in the next video. I love you, and bye bye.